leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the deer, they circle the lips. Play ball, play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Saves Lives live here on Strong Island Television in Paradise Studios in beautiful, beautiful Massapequa, New York. Downtown, midtown, uptown. We're right in the middle. We're by the Long Island Railroad.
Yeah,
The
I guess
Long
so.
Island
You keep
Railroad?
going.
Yeah.
You're stuttering and you're
We can
doing
get on-
everything, getting
we can
everything
get-
out.
You always pick up if I stutter.
Yeah, well,
And then it makes me stutter
the
more.
audience picks it up too. They're all laughing.
No, they don't pick it up.
Yeah,
They don't pick it up until you go, you made another mistake. You're supposed to be my co-host. You're supposed to support me.
I am supporting you. I'm sitting here next to you, ain't I?
Yeah,
And listen.
Ain't I? Ain't I? I'm sitting here.
Well, wait a minute.
I wanted to watch the Met game.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly what I was going to say. I left the Met game to sit with you. Come on now.
Let me tell you something. I love when you're the co-host. I went through
You say
12
the same thing to everybody else. You say the same thing to Rich.
I do.
Yeah.
But I only have people on that I enjoy working with. 12, 13 phone calls before I got to you. It was exhausting.
Right. What do you got? What are you playing wiffle ball?
Pickleball.
Or it's a pickleball?
Oh, no. Play the pickleball music. Play the... We're going to talk about, you mentioned it first. We're going to talk about pickleball in a second, but tonight's show is brought to you by Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community. Look at Alex. He's getting so good at banging it
I'm
up
so
there.
impressed that you said
You
that
know?
right.
Thank you. So, all right, we'll bring the pickleball segment up first.
I know nothing about pickleball.
Laughter Saves Lives team in the Monday Night League came back this week with 4 wins and 1 loss, because last week we were 2 and 3. As my son filled in for me, because I was away teaching,
You probably won.
they won 4 and 1. My daughter Olivia is playing on my team. We're having a ball, but we moved up in the standings. We're in 7th place out of 20 now, kicking butt.
Now, why can't you play real tennis?
I used to play real tennis. But pickleball is fun. It's a lot of fun. You got to join us out there one day, I'm telling you.
I guess anybody that's not
Rich
an,
Walker
that's
got
not an athlete-
injured.
Yeah, like I said, anybody that's not an athlete. they
Rich
can play the
Walker
game.
fell. He was out on the court 10 minutes. Out. Santo, out. They're all getting hurt.
Well-
Harry Friedman should have got hurt. The way he looked when he was playing.
Harry Friedman.
Oh, boy. He was
Gotta see him
horrible out
play
there.
golf, too.
Love you, Harry. No, love you, Harry.
Gotta see Harry play golf.
Who else got hurt? And my friend Joe. Had the MRI today. I was telling you about it.
Yes.
MRI of the noggin. World Trade Center program. Thank you. I had a
And
little
they found out you had nothing up there?
No, I have a lot up there, a lot of crap. Had a little cancerous lump removed about 8 years ago. I do a joke on it at Mount Sinai. Removed it, and I just went for a follow-up. Hey, Johnny, why don't you go for a follow-up? Went down there. Now, if you've never had an MRI of the head, the first thing they tell you is don't move. That's it, right? Your nose starts itching. Everything is itching. Everything is moving.
I had it done twice. It's miserable.
Yeah.
Plus,
well,
for
don't say
me,
it's miserable, because somebody may need to get one.
But I'm just saying, I did.
You know?
It's not bad, but it's bad. Look at me. The size of me, I couldn't fit in the damn tube. I'm sitting there like this. I can't move. I can't move if I wanted to
10
move.
pounds bologna in a 5-pound MRI machine.
But they
I
should
get-
make them a little bigger.
Yeah.
I was stuffed in
But
there.
this is how stupid I am. You know I'm stupid because you always bring it up. You say you're an idiot, right?
Yeah.
My daughter says to me, I go, you never had an MRI of the head, because I was complaining, and she's like, Dad, shut up already. She goes, I had one on my ankle. And I go, oh, my God. They had to push you all the way in down to your ankle from your head
That's
down?
tough, yeah.
She goes, no, Dad, they stuck my ankle in first.
Oh.
So you were agreeing with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I may need one of the hip soon and of the shoulder, because I had some injuries.
They're not fun, though. They're really
No,
not
it's
fun.
not. It's not supposed to be a fun thing. But you know what? I go in there, and as my dad says, I tell a few jokes. I get them laughing, you know.
Well, much better than you do when you're on stage.
You know what the one guy said? Oh, my God, you're funny. Are you Pat Marone? I said, no, look, John LaRocque. We don't have any flyers. Oh, go ahead.
Wait a minute. Listen, it's a nice story, but I had somebody email me that I was their son's favorite comedian. He has autism.
Right.
And they asked me to send him an autographed picture.
Oh, that's nice.
So I sent
Whose
it out.
picture did you send him? You want him somebody pleasant that he can look at.
I sent
Who did you send him?
myself.
Of yourself?
Yes.
Holy crap. This kid doesn't have enough
I said, so I have an autistic following. And it's not a joke. It's serious. I have an autistic following.
All right.
Most comedians have women sending them things for pictures.
Right.
I got, a different type following. But I'm happy. I'm very proud of that. I like that.
Good. I stayed at a hotel. I taught in Virginia on what's today? Wednesday? On Monday, I taught in Virginia at General Dynamics. Now, this company, if you look up this company, if you Google, they have done everything for the defense of the United States. They've built tanks. They've built submarines. They're providing So now little Johnny L is going down to teach. First I want to read you just the email I got back, because I take pride in what I do. I try to make the class laugh, of course, but what I'm doing there, right? Am I losing you already? It's like you're falling asleep.
Well, it's pretty
look at the score. You want to look at the score?
No, I don't have the score. I got us on live.
I'm talking from the heart, and you're like,
I'm letting you talk. First of all, you can't get a word in edgewise when you're doing a show.
Hey, listen, you said more than Rich has said in a month.
Well, Rich is trained.
Oh, and Richie's not here again tonight. The rash is back.
What's
he gets a rash he has to take off.
Shingles?
I don't know what it is. It's HIPAA. We can't talk about his rash. HIPAA. You ever hear of HIPAA?
Yeah, I heard of HIPAA.
So you can't say where his rash is.
Well, you shouldn't have said rash anyway.
I didn't say where it was.
Somebody might think he has herpes or gonorrhea or something.
It could be.
I mean, you're putting it out there that the guy's got a rash.
Generalizing.
Now you're embarrassing the guy.
He's got a big rash. A big rash.
Where?
I'm not going to tell you
it's on talking about the guy's rash.
I'm not going to tell you it's on his tush. So I go down there, right? And I teach these guys, a few retired FBI cops. They go to the darkest part of this world. This is what they do. Some of the roughest and they teach their border patrol how to stop drugs from coming over, weapons of mass destruction, whatever. Under armed guards, they teach the class or whatever. So it takes, because my guys that we lost on 9/11 taught me a lot. And then here's what she wrote to me.
I wish you would have.
John, she got my name right.
Yeah.
John, it was a pleasure to meet you yesterday. I wanted to express my gratitude again for conducting the training for our team. This knowledge will be very useful in working with our international partners. Johnny L, saving the world. Don't look at what
you added stuff.
I didn't add anything.
You added stuff to
nothing.
That. You're so full of
I am teaching people who are protecting the borders
I'm working with
around the world. And you look at me and you go, he's an idiot? Well, not totally. You see what I do?
Well, you are an idiot.
Did you see what I do?
I'm trying to see what you do.
Stayed in a nice hotel.
Where'd you stay?
Now, Laughter Saves Lives puts up, you coming with me on the road?
Listen,
finest.
One thing I could say, when we did shows in Florida, it was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But he took Santos the year before. They got to watch Met spring training. I got shafted. But we did have a ball. We went to Vero.
There's never
no, but it was great. We had a good time. I mean, it was fantastic. Great accommodations. It was unbelievable.
It was all right, let's be honest. It was a Hampton Inn or a Hampton Garden. Was it like
we were in St. Lucie? It was nice. It was the Hilton.
We had a ball. Was it the Hilton?
Yes, it was nice. It was very
finest
nice.
Hotels. Laughter Saves Lives. We're going on the road again with Joseph Anthony and Sandy L.
Where you going?
We're going to York, and Richie's going with me to Kent, Ohio.
Wow, yeah, he's got a
Rich Walker.
He's got a big following out there.
He does. He's got a big following in Kent. Richie's got to drive.
I heard they have a lot of coals.
And what can one hope by the time you go to Kent? That the rash is cleared up.
Right. Well,
all right, listen. Richie's on a cruise to Alaska, or I don't know if it's a cruise or he's just going to Alaska. So he messaged me this morning. Enjoy, Mr. Walker. Enjoy. Your wife works hard. She deserves it.
Richie's a good guy.
Richie?
Just don't play pickleball.
Right? His wife works hard. She deserves it.
Yeah.
Richie?
Yeah.
What?
Richie doesn't work
You ever
hard.
call Richie at 11 o'clock in the morning?
No, I haven't.
I'll call you back when I'm up.
I haven't. I've called him at night.
Call you back when I'm up.
But never in the morning.
He's a good man. He's a good man.
Yeah, he's all right.
What else do I got here? So I stayed in a Hampton Inn and Suites. I don't know why I do this to myself. It's a huge room. I'm by myself, but it was good. And I get the free breakfast, the potatoes. The potatoes. I had the hard-boiled eggs this time.
Oh, you're watching your diet. Right.
All right. Here's a question. We have some audience members here too.
We
I'm
do.
going to throw it out. Yeah,
Oh,
they
we
can,
do.
they
Yes,
can
we
yell.
do.
They can scream. That's audience. 2 people.
Well, she's actually going to be on the show.
They could think there's 50 people. Why do you always have to give it up?
I like
We
to
have an
be-
audience.
I like to be honest.
Watch. We even have the
Oh,
audience.
there we go. We got
Watch-
Bobby as the audience.
Watch how good Alex is. The audience even applause sometimes. They give a round of applause when we bring a guest on.
Yes, it's nice. Now we're doing.
you hear that?
We're actually doing a show together Saturday. So I hope you get that same applause when you're on the stage.
I saw that. I thought you were cooking for the show.
Well, if you
I didn't
want me to.
realize that you did comedy. I thought you were cooking.
Well,
Because I've seen you on stage before, and I just think you're just up there, you're going to warm up. I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be a fun night. Chris Roach, me and you,
it's hard to
right?
say that name, right?
'Cause-
You go, good Lord.
All right, I got a question for you. What time we at? Because I got to go to
Look at the
break.
clock right there.
All right. Oh, yeah, look at that's right. You put the big fat clock there for me. All right. Here's the question I want to pose to the audience and to you.
Go ahead.
Now, the audience is 2 women, so I'm assuming they're a little cleaner than I am. How many times can you go in the pool and skip a shower? Like, do you ever do that, ladies? Okay, go. I'm so happy. Because I didn't shower tonight. I came home, I jumped in the pool for a while.
Well, you're not really a guy that really showers much anyway.
I use a little more deodorant, that's it. Just to get an extra day out of the pool.
I don't have a pool. I don't have the.
Well, if you could, would you avoid?
No, I always showered after I came out of the pool.
Like,
When
no.
I want to get the
no.
chlorine off me and everything. That's
Kristen?
stuff,
It depends on how many days I have to go seeing other people.
All right. But what if you're on vacation, let's say? Just you and your friend on vacation here, you and Alexis.
3 days. Yeah.
3 days without showering,
3 full days?
3 full days. All right. I love these girls. Now, see,
yeah.
I like them even more.
I must be weird because when we were on vacation, I just come right out of the shower. The first thing I do is go to the room and take a shower.
Now, and
I
I
go in the
didn't
pool.
know this. I didn't know they was going through and take a shower because this whole trip was a problem because Patty was telling everybody we were a couple. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but he was telling everybody we were a couple. We only needed one
John
bed.
was very upset. The first
I wasn't
day,
very upset. I wasn't very
I
upset.
said, "Can we get a
It just-
king size bed?" And he's
The lady says, he's like, we don't need 2 rooms. We just need one. I'm like, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. And when I took Santo, he got sick. He was in the room with his pajamas. I had to go in and give him medication.
Oh, Santo's a lot of trouble. He's a lot of trouble. This.
All right. So,
What happened with Santo? You said he got.
well, hipper
Ran
again.
over-
I
oh,
can't
okay.
divulge that on the air.
Okay.
He's doing okay though.
Okay.
And Butchie's doing pretty good. Butchie's out of the hospital.
Oh, he was in the hospital.
He was in the hospital. Can't say why, but Butchie's out. And
Is that why
doing
he's not
well.
on the show right
He's
now?
tired. He's really tired. He's really tired.
No, but is
So
he on the show? Is he?
I
all
don't
right?
think
Or
he's
not
going to come
Hipper?
on.
Hipper
I don't
is-
think he's going to come
Hipper's-
on. Yeah.
Okay.
Hipper. Vincent,
I heard he got a sex change though.
Vincent's. You see why we get letters? You see why we get letters? Richie doesn't do any of this. Richie sits there. He says nice things. Very pleasant, Mr. Walker. Vincent's was 7th birthday.
Oh
The
yeah.
Goose, man.
Nice.
What a good. I went to the. He's on the money tonight, this Alex.
Yes, he's really
Usually
good.
he's back there on the phone
Much better
texting.
than
You know, he's a
Bobby.
kid.
He's much
He's
better
like,
than
how old? Alex, how old are you again? 16? 16, 17.
You don't even know how old he
He
is.
doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's funny.
Hey, I beat you in fantasy baseball this week. Third time.
Everybody's beating me.
Third time I beat you.
Everybody's beating me. My team stinks. So Vince's 7th birthday, I went to they had a bouncy, not a bouncy house, with slides and all that stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I was in there like 20 minutes. I thought I was going to have a vertigo attack because, I suffer from the vertigo.
I
attacks.
do know that.
The
Yeah.
lights were flashing. Kids are throwing balls at me. So
how you making out with that?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
Oh,
I'm doing
HIPAA,
good.
we're allowed to talk about it?
You're allowed to talk about it.
Okay.
HIPAA. All right. So you know what we'll do? We'll go to break.
Okay.
And then our first guest is from the National Volunteer Fire Council in Washington. We have Kimberly Quiros and Sarah Lee. We'll be right back.
If you spent time downtown on 9/11 or in the 8 months after, you were exposed to toxic air and may be eligible for compensation from the $10 billion 9/11 Victim Fund. But most people who qualify still haven't claimed what they're entitled to.
I work downtown. I didn't die. I was an office worker. I felt like there were others who deserved the money more than I did.
A major reason people haven't claimed the money they're due is guilt. They feel guilty claiming funds when others died or were first responders.
I heard there were 9/11 funds, but because I wasn't a first responder, I did not apply.
You do not have to be a first responder to qualify. This fund was created for everyone who worked, lived, or attended school south of Canal Street, who may have experienced or have experienced respiratory illness or any of the 68 cancers linked to the toxins. Even if you have a family history of cancer, there is a presumption linking most cancers to the toxins.
I thought it was too late to make a claim. My spouse worked downtown at a bank and died of cancer. Honestly, I just haven't felt up to it.
The government's $10 billion Victim Fund and Health Program have been permanently extended. You just need to have been below Canal Street on 9/11 or at any time in the following 8 months. To see if you qualify, call or go to 911fund.com to speak to a representative of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
There are many reasons people who are eligible for compensation are not stepping up to claim it. To those who are holding back, I would say just take the first step. Ask for help. Make the call. It's not too late.
I called and I qualified.
I qualify.
I qualify.
Millions of dollars remain unclaimed. You do not have to be seriously ill to qualify.
And we're back with Laughter Saves Lives. Give it to him again. Live! There you go. You got to give it to him every time.
All right. I haven't been on the show that
Strong
long.
Island
Nobody's
Television.
watching us anyway.
Now, you asked, before we bring out the ladies, you asked why you were co-hosting tonight. And this is why.
I didn't ask. You told me why.
Well, this
you
is
didn't tell
why.
me why. You want to tell me.
I'm having a problem if Richie's not here of getting a co-host because people think it's hard. So I put you on to show them it's easy.
Right. That's
That's
true.
it.
It is easy.
That's why I put you on. All
It
right.
is easy. We get you.
Thought I'd get a bigger punch with that, a bigger hit. I didn't get an applause with that one. All right.
Well, wasn't that
So
funny?
from the National Volunteer Fire Council, we have on Kimberly Kiros, and everybody doesn't like something, but nobody doesn't like Sarah Lee.
Hey.
Sarah Lee and Kimberly.
All right.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Can I read? What is that? How you doing? That's not. That's not how you talk to us.
I said, how you doing? That's what I said.
No, you didn't say how you doing.
I said, how you doing?
You said how you doing, like that.
I didn't mean it that way. That's the way I say. How
A
you
little
doing?
flirtatious, I think. No,
I say how you doing to
All right,
everybody. I
all
say how
right.
you doing to you
Yeah,
too.
but you don't
How
say,
you
no,
doing?
No, you don't say how you doing. You say how you doing.
I say, how you doing?
All right. Anyway, let me just read this quick, ladies. The National Volunteer Fire Council, or NVFC, is the leading nonprofit membership association representing the interest of volunteer fire, EMS, and rescue services. You're waiting for me to make a mistake.
I am.
The NVFC serves as the voice of the volunteer in the national arena and provides critical resources, programs, and education and advocacy for first responders across the nation.
That was wonderful. He did
Thank
not
you.
make a mistake. He was fantastic.
So, ladies, how did you get involved with the volunteer fire, this organization? Do you have family who's volleys, or what's the story? Let's start with
Go ahead.
Well, I actually don't. I didn't have any connection to the volunteer fire service, but I knew I wanted to do something that gave back and that made a difference. And I wanted to use my talents, which is communications, to do that. So when I found the National Volunteer Fire Council, it was a perfect fit. And I've been there for 17 years now and have just loved every minute of it and really love what I'm doing. So I'm just really pleased to be able to help fulfill the mission of the NVFC.
And your title is Chief of Communications.
Yes, exactly.
You have little chiefs underneath you?
I've got a coordinator, so yes, one little chief.
They're under a desk.
Under a desk. All right, now let's talk to the executive officer, Sarah Lee, the chief executive officer. Sarah Lee, how did you get involved and how long?
I actually grew up in a fire service family. My dad was a firefighter in Arlington County, Virginia. My brother grew up to be a firefighter. My mom worked for the fire department. My
Wow.
husband is a firefighter. My stepson is a firefighter. And my daughter is hoping to get involved too. She's 15, so she's waiting till she turns 16 and can join. So I grew up, and I felt that whole fire service family as a kid. And the fire department would come over and they helped build the deck on our house and they helped build the garage on our house. And we'd go to their houses and it just felt like such a family. So when I had an opportunity to work in the industry, I, of course, jumped for it. And I have been with the NBFC for about 18 years now. And like Kimberly, loved every minute of it. So it's just so rewarding to work with the people that we get to work with.
Right. What do you guys do?
It's a great question. So are
basic question, but it's
we're a national association, so our members are volunteers and we support them in a variety of ways. We run different programs that help them. We have a national recruitment and retention program called Make Me a Firefighter. We do different health and safety initiatives. We have a whole program on psychologically healthy fire departments. We have a volunteer firefighter support fund to help firefighters that maybe had their home destroyed in a flood or a fire or something like that. We do a lot of training and education. So we do basically anything that we can to support volunteers, make their experience better, and keep them healthy as much as we can, because we all know the job is dangerous.
And like we spoke about on the phone, that would probably be a good fund for us to do a Laughter Saves Lives fundraiser for. And I think you said the conference is going to be in Buffalo next year?
Buffalo, June 21st and 22nd next year. Is that right, Kimberly?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Yeah, it's in Buffalo. It's our training summit that we do every year. It's a really great event. It's a great chance to network and learn great things. And we have awesome instructors come in, and sometimes we do fun stuff, like maybe a comedy show. So
that would be good.
Yeah,
that would be good. Patty would want to come.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, and the firefighters always have that.
And June is nice. There's no snow.
I think I said, are we eating? Are we going to get fed? That's the main question from a firefighter and the comic a lot of times.
No, I don't really care about eating.
No, I do. I
always feed our attention.
I don't eat before I do a show.
Oh, no?
No, I never do.
All right. Good to know. Make a note. So Kimberly, let's get back to Kimberly.
Yes.
So you've been with them a while, the Chief of Communications. Tell us some of the things that the Chief of Communications would do other than what you told us already.
Well, I basically try to communicate out our message in a lot of different ways. So I work on our newsletters, our websites, social media, advertising, programs, really try to work all the wonderful things that Sarah said that we do. I try to make sure that the fire service is aware of it, as well as the public is aware of the volunteer fire service. We've done research that shows a lot of people don't realize that the majority of firefighters are volunteers. So to get that message out there, that 65% of our nation's firefighters are volunteers, is a big part of my job, to raise that awareness, and then let firefighters know what resources and tools are available for them, like the programs that Sarah mentioned, or our helpline if firefighters need help, what our membership resources are, advocacy. So basically just helping to spread that awareness out there.
Excellent. In Long Island here, we have the Heather Pendergast Fund. And I'm surprised how a lot of the volunteer fire departments on Long Island don't even know about it. And they assist volunteer firefighters with sick children and high medical bills. Tom Pendergast lost a daughter years ago, but they've had very high medical bills after she passed away. So he tries. They just had a golf outing on Monday. I couldn't make it because I was teaching that class. I'm very smart. I teach too. Yeah. Sarah knows. She could tell. So Sarah, what other events do you guys have coming up? I looked on your website. I saw a few things.
Yeah, so we do a lot of online training. We know volunteers have busy schedules. They're trying to balance their day job with their volunteering. So if you go to nbfc.org, you'll find a variety of online webinars on a bunch of different topics, from recruitment and retention to health and safety issues, to behavioral health, all the things that fire departments and volunteers need to know. So we got a host of that. We have a virtual classroom online so that volunteers can access training at any time that is convenient to their schedule. And of course, we go to different conferences. We're going to be at Fire Rescue International coming up. We usually go to the Volunteer and Combination Officer Section Symposium in the Sun in November. We do the Fire Department Instructors Conference.
Any of these conferences in like Hawaii or nice parts of the country?
The Symposium in the Sun in November is in Clearwater, Florida. So that's a great option.
Yeah, is Kimberly staying home and you're going, and Kimberly's going to the cold places in the winter?
You know.
You are the chief executive officer. You get to pick and choose, you know.
I have continually volunteered, though. If we ever do anything in Hawaii, I'm in. I'm going to be the one.
I know. I did that with the International Association of Firefighters when I started teaching for them. Everybody used to say, oh, I went to Alaska, I went to Hawaii. And my first teaching assignment was Newark, New Jersey. And they laughed at me and I said, am I getting paid? Yeah, I'm in. I made some good friends in Newark. So
You're such a complainer.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm
You
just
really do.
stating.
It's
I'm just
disgusting.
stating. Anything else that you guys want to add? I got one more question. Recruitment, very, very tough, getting tougher and tougher. What is the biggest problem and how are you trying to overcome that? That is a question I pulled out of my tush. That's a good question.
Yeah, I see a lot of signs.
Don't you think?
I see signs up everywhere.
Yeah, that's a good question. So yeah, how are you trying to overcome the hurdles?
That's a fabulous question. So we created the first.
You don't even have an answer for it.
Bravo. We created the first national recruitment and retention campaign. So if you go to makemeafirefighter.org, you can find a whole host of resources to help your department recruit. You can learn about what it's like to be a volunteer if you're interested. You can find volunteer opportunities in your area. So that's kind of what we're doing about it. I think a really big challenge is simply the time demands. There's a lot of training involved and recertifying, and it's just a lot. And when you've got somebody that's got a full-time job, maybe kids at home, so it takes a special person. I actually volunteer with my local fire department helping with recruitment, and I tell people it's like a part-time job. It really is.
Yeah, it really takes a special person because you got to.
It's a lot of time. And you got to respond to a certain percentage of the responses, right? Now, didn't you make a recruitment type video?
Yeah, we partnered with John Deere, Holdfast Features, and Vignette to release a new documentary that's actually available for streaming starting tomorrow. It's called Odd Hours, No Pay, Cool Hat, and it goes behind the scenes into the volunteer fire service. So it follows, I think, 8 different firefighters in different departments. And kind of just shows what it's like to be a volunteer firefighter, all the different motivations, the different things that you do, how you're helping your community, why people do this. And really, we're hoping to raise awareness in the public that, there is the need for volunteer firefighters, that you can step up and serve. I mean, there's everyone from a 16-year-old high school student to a retired woman who was just looking for something to do in her retirement years. So,
yes.
There's the wide gamut of opportunities available. And so hopefully this film, which you can find out more about at oddhoursfilm.com, hopefully this will help raise that awareness and also help as a retention piece for current firefighters who need maybe to see that reminder of how they're part of that larger community across the country.
What was that other video that I was involved with? Did that end up on?
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah. You did Ride With Us. We do lots of videos.
What was that one?
There's another series called Ride With Us. And
but they still no film.
Good.
Yes, and that is available on our makemeafirefighter.org website. You did an episode called The Key that talks about the family of the fire service and how getting that key and being part of that community is really important and special and just something unique to the fire service and to volunteering there. And we so appreciate you being involved with that.
I'm still, yes, and wasn't I getting like a big check for that? Because
it's in the mail. You didn't get it? I don't know. It must have gotten lost.
It was a nice lunch.
Where can we see this? Where can we see this video?
Where can they see it?
Yeah, if you go to makemeafirefighter.org, you can see all of the episodes of Ride With Us, including The Key.
That's an interesting site because all the years that he was a firefighter, somebody should have made him a firefighter because From what I hear, he wasn't such a good firefighter. But
Anyway, guys, thank you. Want to give out one last website, anything like that?
If you go to www.nvfc.org, you can learn all about what we do, all about our programs, get involved, join as a member, just learn more about volunteerism and how to get involved.
Excellent. You guys are doing great work. I look to work with you guys in the future, and hopefully we can get up to Buffalo next year and have some fun and raise some money for a nice cause.
Great.
That's
Thank you
great.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Good to talk with you. Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Kimberly and Sarah from the National Volunteer Fire Council. We're going to go to a break and be back with this guy.
Hi, I'm Arthur Lee, founder, CEO, and inventor of LifeVac, a simple rescue device that can save a child's life in a choking emergency. All these people were saved with LifeVac. People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those is a child.
As simple as place, push, pull.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
Yeah, we need a chair for Kristen. Oh, is there one right there? Oh, we're back. We have to say bye-bye. Was there a chair? Get the chair. Where's the chair?
You guys seen the behind the scenes.
How long are we
action.
back? We're talking about chairs. And we're back. Weren't they great? Sarah Lee, hang out. And Kimberly, hang out because we have a comic coming on. So hopefully we can get you a few chuckles there. All right. So our next guy, he is from the FDNY. He is a board member, from what I remember, on the FDNY Family Transport Foundation. Let's bring in Jim Ginty. Mr. Jim, how long are you on a job, or were you on a job, Jim?
I was deputy chief at the end. I was on job for 37 years. Actually, you instructed me in rescue school.
Oh, tell him, Jim. Tell him.
Now we know why you're on the show. He wants to brag.
Jim, how was this class, or was it your nap time?
There was another guy that did it with you that used to dress up.
Oh, Timmy Regan.
Yes, he was very funny.
John never dresses up.
It wasn't that bad for a hazmat class.
No, a hazmat class can be very boring. And
Yes.
what Timmy used to do, which I loved, is we would dress up in the suits, the hazmat suits, and do like a fashion show. We'd play music, and the guys seemed to enjoy that. It's not easy to keep in the FDNY guy.
He wore a lab coat. He had the fake teeth and glasses.
Yes.
He'd come in.
He did that too, yes.
He was a character.
Well, Jim, it's nice to have you on. I'd like to say chief. You've earned that. I like to say chief.
Jim's
I know. But chief, it's nice to have you on. I want to tell you a quick story about, let me just give the audience what the FDNY Family Transport does. It's a wonderful organization that's been around. How long, Jim? How long?
Since 1992.
92. The central focus of the foundation is assisting the families of firefighters, FDNY firefighters, in their times of greatest need in transporting firefighters, family members, and department personnel to and from medical institutions, both for care and family support. The foundation is all volunteer, entirely nonprofit. It depends on donations of equipment, funds, and services to carry out its missions. You also do a little transport at funerals also, correct?
Yes, we have two caissons that we use mostly for non-line and duty funerals.
Can you explain what a caisson is to the audience?
It's a fire truck that's redone so that it carries caskets.
Right.
In the back. Or sometimes there's a flower car.
Sometimes, yeah. So I'll tell you a quick story. Back in the day, my mom died of complications from colon cancer about 8 years ago. But she was in what's the hospital in the city, the cancer hospital?
Sloan Kettering.
Thank you. Sloan Kettering a few times. And I would take her, or my dad would drive her. And one time, I don't know what happened, but we were stressing over getting her to the hospital for her appointment. And I must have been talking about it in the kitchen. And somebody said, "Hey, John, why don't you call the FDNY Family Transport?" I go, "What the frick is that? I never heard of that before." And they said, "Here's what they do." So I'm like, "Well, it's my mom. It's not me. I'm a little embarrassed, And they said, no, call him. So I called you guys. I could almost cry right now. My mom came back from that trip And she said, Johnny, it was like you were there. They treated me like their mother.
That's
you know, she was blown away by the way the guys treated her.
That's great.
And I never forgot that. You know, I know Danny Prince really well. I just was texting with him before. How many vehicles do you have now? Johnny Mac just donated one, right?
Yes. So it's kind of broken into two separate functions. So the foundation actually owns, operates, and pays for all the expenses for 10 cars. And we have ride coordinators in the 5 boroughs and the 5 counties. So we have out in Massapequa, where we keep 2 cars out there. I don't know if you know Eddie Fulford. He's our ride coordinator for Long Island. We have a car up in Rockland, a car in Orange. We're going to be putting a car up in Putnam and Westchester in the next month or so. We have 3 cars in Staten Island because there's a good amount of guys there.
Sure.
We have 3 cars in Brooklyn and Queens.
Okay.
And the Bronx is covered by basically the Long Island. We have also a handicap van that we keep like in Western Long Island that can kind of help out in Queens and Brooklyn.
Nice.
I mean, Queens and the Bronx. So, but all of those cars, we pay the insurance, tolls, gas. That comes through all donations. And then the other part of it is people donate vehicles through our organization, and they go to the Family Assistance Unit. And that's for 9/11 cancers. And we work hand in hand with them and also active members. You know, it has turned from originally when we started in 1992, it was mostly for guys getting burnt, you know,
right.
families to and from the burn center. You know, since we got the bunker gear, it's a little less now than it was, you know, less burns than we had obviously back in, you know, I guess early 90s when we got the bunker gear. But it's because of 9/11, we have all the guys now. One of my daughters works at Sloan. They're both nurses. And she says she sees a family transport vehicle there every day.
Oh, every day.
You know,
Every day.
I was actually in the city today. There were 2 there.
What we would like to do is I always try with Laughter Saves Lives. So my supporters kind of get a picture of what we do instead of just writing a check to different organizations, which we do. I like to say, this is going to pay for gas for a month, or this is going to buy new tires. So we're going to figure out something, you know, that it doesn't have to be exact. And then I'll come and I'll do the big check thing. You got to do it. You know, to take the picture with the big check, people look at that and I think they understand better than me just writing a check and saying, here's what we did, you know. And I promise I'll shave that day. I promise I'll shave.
That'd be great.
Can you give a story of like I just told you about my mom? Was this a letter you got or something that came back to you guys where you went, wow, we're really doing a good thing here?
Yes. I mean, first of all, like it's all volunteer, but for most of the guys, you know, we have lists of volunteers with each ride coordinator. But in addition to that, most of the guys, wherever they were retired out of, even if they're retired for 20 years, the guys in that firehouse usually step up and drive the guy back and forth, which makes it easier for his wife. You know, the wife is usually in the car. They're more comfortable with people they know, you know. And then we have a volunteer list and a lot of the guys you talk to who do the driving, they say they get as much out of it as do the people who they're actually driving, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd say I get a couple of letters a month, you know, or we get emails to our, you know, website and just saying how thankful people are. Because it doesn't seem like a lot, but like you're saying with your mother, you know, somebody coming from Massapequa, you know, when they're a little older, they're not feeling well, they know they're going to get there. They're going to get dropped off right in front. They don't have to worry about tolls, parking, anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's really, people are really, they're very appreciative of the people who drive in them and the whole, you know, and all the cars that we use. I always say to donate your time. There's something about donating your time. You only have so much time. You know, I mean, Pat here is always writing checks. He's got a ton of money, but time you only have a certain amount of. So you do get a lot out of it when we used to do the veteran shows. We want to get back to the VA. I mean, they're still, you know, really strict with the COVID, and because they test them all the time.
What COVID?
But I'm saying the Veterans Hospital. But when we used to go there, the comics used to say to me, I got more out of wheeling that guy to and from the room and listening to his story than the show itself. Because they want to talk. They see the same people every day, you know?
No, I think people are very appreciative.
I'm sorry,
You know,
Jim.
I said, the people you drive, everyone that you drive or uses the vehicles, they couldn't be more appreciative of. They at first, most people, a lot of guys, I don't need it. But, you're going down. Sometimes a guy might have a car for 5 weeks to getting, lives up in Rockland or out in Long Island or, Bayside somewhere. Just having that one worry off the table for going in 5 days a week into Sloan to get radiation or chemo or whatever they're getting, it just takes a lot off them and their family.
Yeah, 5 days a week to go to Manhattan is no fun, especially if you're not feeling good.
And it's actually the traffic now in New York it's the worst it's ever been.
Yeah. You have any questions for Mr. Jim, Chief Ginty?
No, I think he covered everything, Mr. Ginty.
How did you get involved? How did you get involved, Jim?
It's when it started in 1992. It was Pat Kincannon. It was a lieutenant in 111 and Joe Valenti from 111. So it's 214 and 111. But I was flying with Pat Kincannon in 59 truck in the Bronx. And he was one of the originals. So we were close friends. And, with his involvement, I got involved. And then as time went on, I got a little more involved, and now probably more so. Kids are growing up. It's a little more time, and all the guys who are involved with the foundation, you mentioned Danny Prince, Mike Moog, Buddy DiCarlo, Bobby Fermani, all the guys that we have in the group really are, they're just, they're wonderful people. We actually have a good time hanging out. Mike Highland, there's just the whole board. And then we have some younger guys, Patty Nash, Timmy Madison, George Murphy, all, because we're trying to, most of the guys in the board now, we're getting a little older. We're looking to recruit some younger guys, and we've done very well so far. The guys it's all quality people.
Well, you guys are doing great work. And not only, we want to write out the big check, but we want to do a show. We did a show, I think, with you guys years ago. And we'd like to do something, even if we combine it with another organization, Friends of Firefighters, whatever. Our goal is to make people laugh as a way to remember the guys lost on 9/11 and to raise money for cool charities. And whenever I can do it with an FDNY charity, it means a lot more to me. So
That'd be great.
We'll talk, Jim, all right?
Yeah, sounds good. All right, thanks for the time.
That was more than 5 minutes, I told you.
You said I wouldn't have that much time, But the firemen do like to laugh, right? We laughed every day.
You got it. All right, Chief, thanks a lot. Be well. Doing great work. That was Chief Ginty from the Fire Transport Foundation. Do we got an update on the Met game?
3-1 Yankees.
I thought you would give
bottom
me
and fifth. No, McNeil just made a great catch. He robbed a home run.
All right. All right, let's go to break, and we'll be back with our comic, Kristen Danko. Am I pronouncing it right?
Zwanger Passeri has been delivering a true patient-centric experience for the past 70 years. You can always expect to be cared for with compassion, scanned on the latest technology, and a highly trained subspecialized radiologist to interpret your images.
And we're back with Laughter Saves Lives. Give it to him. Look, guys!
Hi.
No, like this. Laughter Saves Lives. Live! She's got it! Right?
John, I think you have to move over.
You didn't? Oh, yeah, we got to move.
Which way?
Which way?
That way.
It's like a
All right. There we go. So, Kristen, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me on this telethon.
Yeah.
It's a Jerry Lewis telethon. Yeah.
People getting hurt playing pickleball. This is great.
Oh, wait, can we do the pickleball music one more time? Let's do the pickleball music one more time. Bobby. She was out playing pickleball. Our goal is what? What is Laughter Saves Lives' goal? Is to send Jennifer Latini to Alabama for the games, and we are paying, in memory of my guys, for her airfare.
Nice.
That's so nice.
To go to Alabama. One way. Only one way, though. Only one way.
She's
She's going to have to rent the
doing
car.
in Alabama?
It's the transplant games. Transplant games next year in Alabama. Yep.
Yeah.
So she's got, and Jenny, if you listen to Jennifer, you got to get out there and practice and do a little push-ups and stuff. I'm noticing you're slacking, you're traveling.
You're perfect, Jen.
Be nice to Jennifer.
You're
She's a nice
perfect.
kid.
She's the best. So, Kristen, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You want to anything comment on the show? You want to tell us what's going on in your life?
What's going? Well, I just started a new job Monday. Yeah,
That's exciting.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, what was your old job?
My old job, I was a surgical technologist in the operating room. for 9 years.
What?
Surgical what?
A surgical technologist.
Wow.
What does that
You're
mean?
sitting up here with us?
Yeah, I know. Look, I've upgraded.
Oh my God.
What does that mean?
I would pass instruments during surgery.
Oh man, I couldn't do that. I would screw up on.
No, I
I
mean,
would.
You guys play music during surgery?
No.
Some surgeons, it depends. It depends on the surgeon's.
No, he meant because you're handing out instruments. I think it was a joke.
Oh,
that I had
they
to
do play
explain.
music in the surgery.
they do.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, I'm saying.
my dad
See,
joke
John,
radar was not on for that one.
I had
Okay.
my headphones on today.
Yeah.
All right, so now you got the new job, exciting part of your life.
Exciting, sure.
What's the new job now?
The new job, I'm working for Long Island Waste Services. So we deal with commercial garbage.
Oh,
very good.
Yeah, I figured
From
I was
handing sterile instruments to commercial
to
garbage.
well, I was done with dating trash, so I figured I'd work with it.
That's a good
I
one.
I would like to get paid if I'm gonna work around something that stinks anyway.
There
so
you go.
There we go.
There you go. Are the guys not treating you well?
Oh, they're awful. They're
Tell us a little bit
awful.
about that, because I have been out of the dating scene for how many years, Patty? Since
I
we
know,
went on
I know.
vacation. Since we went on vacation.
Well, I was with my ex-husband for 19 years. So
Wow,
this
that's
is
a
a
long
new,
time.
yeah, the last time I dated, I was
19 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was 20.
Okay.
The last time I dated. Now
Okay.
I'm
Older.
almost 40.
Right.
Still young. Still young.
No.
Still young.
But dating is it stinks. It's just
Uh,
I can imagine.
Now, what do you do? Internet, online dating?
I've attempted online dating.
See, on my day and John's
Yeah.
day, they didn't really have online dating.
In my day, we didn't have online dating either. We met
Yes.
people organically. It was nice. I met my
Mhm.
ex-husband organically. And I tried Tinder. I don't know if I'm allowed to say dick. Can I?
No.
No. Okay.
think so.
Tinder, no good.
Okay.
Men are rude and gross and not respectful.
And she's sitting next to
So-
two of them right now.
I know. I'm in like a really weird state.
But we're rude and respectful. That's
But he's the one. He's the one with the money, right? Pat's got the money. Is that?
Pat's got a lot of
Pat.
Oh man.
I wish
I
Did you see Pat pulling up? He was throwing money out the window. Yeah, he's got a lot of money.
Oh, he just threw beads at me. That was it. Damn it. But yeah, so that's. I mean,
What else?
what else?
What else?
Let's see. My daughter set my kitchen on fire. So
What?
thank you.
So you're on the perfect show now.
I
You go
am.
out
I
and
know.
you
I
can-
was like, I need to go
how
thank
did
those
this happen?
firefighters.
They could teach you. John could teach you how to put it out.
I didn't think we were allowed to talk about that on the show.
Yes,
no,
well,
she's almost 13.
Okay.
She was by herself and she wanted to make mac and cheese bites.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Nice.
she put a pot of oil on the stove and turned it on and then left it on. And it caught fire.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How bad was it?
Yeah. It could have been worse. Nothing actually caught fire, like the house didn't catch fire, but firefighters came in, sprayed the oven.
See,
and
this
so-
is another way though of dating. You know that.
Well, you're lucky, John.
Get the firefighters and that's it.
You're lucky, John.
Stand there,
wasn't
rate
your-
them.
You're lucky, John wasn't your neighbor, because he actually watched his neighbor's house burn down.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he had a
That's
neighbor's house
an
that burnt down.
exaggerated
Yeah.
story.
Him
That's
and his
exa-
family sat at the front lawn and they watched. And he's a trained fireman.
No, see, but you see, let me tell you something. The firefighters on the other side,
yeah,
when they see the attractive lady who's calling them and they're standing in the front of the house and they're saying, you waving them, you see a different kind of walk to the house. All of a sudden, it turns into this, excuse me, do you need help? So it's different. So it's another way of dating. I don't recommend
you still do
false
that.
alarms or anything like that.
You still
But
do that.
I used to do that. Didn't work. Years ago, when Johnny was young and handsome.
Aw.
Now I'm falling on my front lawn. I'll tell you that story later, Kristen. I got hurt the other day.
Oh no.
Yeah, I got hurt.
Aw.
But tell us what else is going. This is about Kristen right now. This is not about John.
Yeah, let's hear a little bit more about you.
Yeah.
Oh man. Very simple.
Yeah.
I've got 3 kids. I've got
Three kids. I was going to ask you that. You said
Yeah.
three. You had 1 kid, 3 kids.
I've got 3 kids, 13, 8, and 7.
Hello.
Nice,
Yes. We have a 4th one though. We got a 4th one.
Fourth one?
Yeah, a little 4th one. His name is Nami.
A doggy?
No, Nami. Nami. Like hey guys, who made the mess in the kitchen?
Not me.
Not
Not
me.
me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And Deneau just moved
John's a
in.
little slow.
Deneau.
How's Deneau
Yeah. Who spilled the
Oh.
shampoo all over? Deneau. Deneau.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
and
racking
you're
up
looking
kids
all
left and
over.
right. Yeah.
Where's the
Deneau? Where's not
Oh,
me?
I like that.
Yeah, those
Dirty
crazy kids.
So, Kristen, what got you into stand-up comedy, and how long you been doing comedy?
Okay. Funny, actually.
Funny you
It's
asked.
funny you asked. So before COVID, I saw a ad for Stand-Up Comedy University,
Right.
and I emailed about it. Never heard from them. And then
Richie's on top of things. I'm telling you, he's very efficient.
yeah, I even offered to bring my own chair. I even offered to bring my own chair.
In fact, Richie thinks it's Tuesday. That's why he's not here.
Oh, that's it. And then during COVID, probably about like a year and a half ago, a little longer, I got an email from Rich saying,
There you go. A year
we
later.
would like for you to be in the, join the class. So I joined
We'd
the
like
class.
for you to
and-
be one of the
They have a good
students.
class. That's a fun class. That's
And you know what's good about it is you see
class.
Richie perform.
It's nice to watch Richie and Peter fight over punchlines.
Yeah.
And
what
they
I-
used to have. Who else is the third guy they had?
Steve Laz.
Steve Laz is
And what they do now is they do something different now, Pat. Richie performs the first night, and all the comics go, "I can do that."
Right.
So it's it's motivation.
Professor Bales is Peter Bales is a gentleman. He's great. I mean, that's a good class. Anybody who wants to take comedy, that's a good class.
Yeah, it was a great class. And I took a class with Chris Roach as well.
Oh, did you?
Yes. Just I like taking classes.
Different opinions.
Just
you know
different
what it is. You get everybody's opinion, and you do what you do. You be you.
Oh, you took Chris's. I thought you were in the class with Chris because Chris took stand-up.
Yeah,
years ago. Yeah. I didn't know he.
I think he took it 9 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he took it a lot of times. Tugboat Man, he took it 6, and I think I don't know exactly how many Chris took.
All right, let me see if you're gonna believe this, and I want to see a comment out of your wise mouth. I never took it. I never took that class.
And it shows.
I see. See how long it took him?
You're not classically trained.
No. What I mean is, I knew if I threw that out, he would come right back with some wise comment.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you doing now? What else are you doing on stage? What are the material?
I really don't do any of the material I wrote in class.
How come?
Why?
Because
you evolve.
Yes, I've evolved.
How long ago did you take the class?
I took the class about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
It was February 2020.
You're a newbie. You're a newbie.
Yeah,
you know?
It's still new.
Yeah.
Definitely. But now from then, I perform. I've also started producing.
That's
shows.
good.
Nice.
That's important because you put shows like
Give
you put
yourself stage time.
I actually don't like to perform in the shows I produce.
Are you nuts? That's the way you do
I
it.
know,
You
everybody
try to get
says
stage.
that to me.
Host. You know what? Hosting gives you. Hosting is the best thing.
And
as a
force
comedian,
yourself to do
as a
something new every
comedian
time.
As a comedian to start, hosting. You host your own shows. People are always looking for a host. It's a great way to get stage time. I did it. I did a lot of hosting. Still hasn't worked for me, but I've done a lot of hosting. And I think to me that would be the best advice. You're getting plenty of stage time. You could do some crowd work and do all that stuff.
Well, I'm still getting stage time without doing my shows.
Okay.
So, and I'd rather give stage time to other people. If I'm producing a show, I'd rather
That's nice.
have other people come and
That's
get
nice.
their stage time because I'm still booking shows and I'm still performing. Not as much as
But
I'd
there's
like.
never too much stage time.
You're right, but you know what? It's I don't know. It's fun. It's fun to kind of just be in the background.
Where do you produce
sometimes.
your shows?
Well, I just produced a show at Alibi in Farmingdale.
Okay.
What show did you have me on? Do you have me on that
Yeah.
show coming up that I can't do, right?
Yeah, my birthday show. Thanks.
sorry.
Yeah, my 40th birthday show.
I'm going on the road to teach.
Uh-huh.
I'm going on.
I know, no,
and
you're-
it's good money, and it's
the
gigs haven't been coming teaching.
The
lately,
young
so-
minds need it, or the old minds, the minds. The
But I
minds
want to
need
be
it.
on a
It's
future
fine.
show. I love doing those shows.
I will put you on a future show.
So most of your gigs are out of Alibi?
Yeah, most of them are out of Alibi.
Do you go to open mics?
I do.
Open mics is so hard.
Yeah.
I would hate doing open mics
You
now
have
because
to
I'd
do
leave
it.
there
You have to
like
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning you do, yes.
But you should.
Yes.
I listen. When I want to put new material together, I'm not ashamed to do it. It's fun to go out there.
Yeah,
You gotta
but
do it.
Patty, here's my opinion, and I'll give it in front of Kristen. My advice: you now at the stage that you're at, do new material in your show.
I do.
Because it's not going to work in front of.
But this, I do.
Open
I always
micers.
try new material in my show. But if I got something really new
in
that
front
I'm
of-
trying to work
All
out,
right,
I like
all
to
right.
do it in front of an audience.
All right,
Right.
all right.
Even though it's hard to do material anyway in front at an open mic.
It is.
because
That's what I'm
the comics
saying.
don't really.
It's good for timing and stuff like
Either
that.
the comics laugh at you because they're your friend, or
Right.
they don't laugh because they're looking at, thinking, "Oh, what am I going to do when I go?" It's so hard.
Here's my-
I go
here's
for the
my
drinks,
thing. And
really.
Tugboat and I used to go out, hit every mic up.
Yeah.
And there's guys like Perillo too. We all hit every mic. And you know what happens? You get tougher because you do those shows and not that many people are paying attention and stuff. And when you do the real show, like you do a Laugh to Stage Live show, like John got me on the show a couple of times,
Yeah.
and you get those laughs and stuff, it really, all that hard work pays off. And
Yeah.
Les Deegan used to run an open mic on Mondays. I used to be there
love
every
Les
Monday.
Deegan.
And
Belmont Bean.
Belmont Bean, it was great. And
Yeah.
He is our head sales guy at Laugh to Save Lives. Les. Yes,
Oh,
he's
I love Les.
goes after sponsors.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. One
Yeah.
of my first comedy friends, Les. Yes, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
I met a
All
lot
right,
of
you
good
want to
guys.
leave us with one last giggle? You got anything you want to throw out? We got 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Oh no, I can't do anything in 30 seconds.
You can.
I can get pregnant in 30 seconds.
There we go. You did it. That was funny.
All right.
That
Thank
was
you.
funny.
Let's try.
Don't look at us.
Let's go back to this money thing. Come on.
It was funny. It was
I think the
good.
next show is R-rated, so
Yeah. It was funny and it was good. And then she looked at the both of us and I'm like, oh, wait a second now. I got enough kids. Kristen,
I'll have enough kids.
where are you going to be next?
I'll be at Alibi on Sunday performing, and then I have my birthday show August 20th, which is also at Alibi.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah.
We will
I hope
be
you guys
back
come down.
next
Yes.
week,
Oh,
Laugh to
happy
Stage
birthday.
Live,
Go now.
live with some new guests. And I think Richie's back from his cruise. We will see you soon at Laugh to Stage Live. We're going to the diner.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Live. Good night.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the beer, the circle the lips, play ball. Play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.